Hi, my name is Jonathan, and I am doing this vlog for people who are serious about saving themselves sexually for marriage. Probably mostly young people, because you are the guys who are most likely virgins, which is awesome. And wanting to encourage you to save your virginity for marriage, for your future spouse, future wife, future husband, whatever. So if you are serious about wanting to save yourself sexually for marriage, let me tell you what worked for me. Basically, when I was a freshman in high school, I vowed to God that I would remain a virgin until I was married. And I would save my virginity for my future wife, because even though I had never met my future wife, I loved my future wife and wanted to be faithful to her and just be sexually pure for her. So I went, not only did I make a vow, I signed a purity card and stuff, I went the next step and I vowed to God, I told God, I put a curse on myself essentially. I told God that if I ever had sex outside of marriage, I wanted God to kill me, like take my life, or something really bad to happen to me if I had sex before marriage, or practiced sexual impurity in any way. I told God to kill me. I put a curse on myself, told God, kill me if I ever have sex outside of marriage. I also told God that if I have sex outside of marriage, take the life of my firstborn child. I even went that far. I made that vow to myself, essentially put a curse on myself. And, well, it really worked for me. Like, for one thing, I did, like, when I was in high school, there were girls that basically threw themselves at me and wanted to have sex with me, and mostly it was in high school. And there were opportunities other than that that I could have had sex with someone outside of marriage, before marriage. But I won't get into details, but there were miracles that happened to me that prevented me from having sex outside of marriage. I won't get into details, but in a miraculous way, God prevented me from having sex before marriage. So I remained a virgin until I was married. And so I met my future wife in college and fell in love with her. And I deeply loved her, even though she slept around before marriage. And especially throughout high school, she slept around a lot. She just had sex with a lot of guys, and I still loved her. I felt like I was like Prophet Hosea or something. So I still married her, but wanting to say that you're saving yourself for marriage to this extreme by putting a curse on yourself will not save you from a broken heart. Because during my marriage to my lovely wife, she got engaged to another man during our marriage. And I did not know anything about it. And I was really heartbroken and crushed about it. And she left me for another man. She left me for him, the guy she got engaged to. So I was like, well, she did the same thing before we were married, so, well, she didn't change apparently. So like next time I'm going to get married, I'm going to marry a virgin. Like, I'm no Prophet Hosea. Like, I don't care who it is. Like, I'm going to remain celibate my entire life if I cannot marry a virgin for my next wife. I have to marry a virgin. I don't want the same thing happening to me, and because I can trust a woman that's a virgin, who saves herself. Like, I want to marry someone who saved herself sexually for me in the same way I saved myself sexually for her. So, I'm going to marry a virgin next time. But, like, so that was a few years ago. But then a couple of years ago, it was a prayer meeting. It was a charismatic prayer meeting. I'm an Eastern Orthodox Christian. But this woman, during a worship, started prophesying over me. During prayer, she had a word of knowledge for me, and she did not know anything about my vow, my chastity, virgin vow. She did not know anything about it. So she started praying for me and saying, Jonathan, if you ever have sex outside of marriage, if you ever go down that road, God will kill you on the spot before you have sex out of marriage. if I'm ever a sexually promiscuous person, she was saying, prophesying to me, God would kill me on the spot. And so she did not know anything about my vows. I was like, that's really intense. But if you are serious about saving yourself sexually for marriage, it's very good for your salvation. Because even if you are a Christian, no matter who you are, if you are a sexually promiscuous person, you will go to hell. I know that emphatically. I won't get into details the reason why I know that. But if you are a sexually promiscuous person, you will go to hell, no matter what your religion is, and no matter what good things you've done. So for your salvation, save yourself for marriage. So I feel like this is a role reversal for me, because I'm the guy who insists on sexual fidelity. And I don't know any other girls who are like me. I've never met a girl. To be honest, I've never met a girl, Christian or non-Christian, religious or non-religious, who was as sexually chaste as I am, who practices sexual purity. To be honest, I'm a really horny person, and during my marriage to my wife, we had a really good sex life. So I love sex, and so I probably have a much higher sexual drive than you do, honestly. But by God's grace, I was able to practice sexual purity, remain a sexually pure person. But anyway, it's I'm the only guy. I've never met a girl who has the same values for sexual purity as I do, and I'm the guy. I insist on sexual purity, and I'm the guy. What the hell? But anyway, that's all I wanted to say. If you are serious about saving yourself sexually for marriage, then you will put a curse on yourself. That something really, really bad will happen to you if you break your promise. And God will keep your virginity till marriage, and God will, by His grace, by the Holy Spirit, preserve your sexual purity. That's all I wanted to say, and I love you very much. Bye.